Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
All right, guys, we were fishing here early morning.
I'm on.
Oh, that's a nicer fish too.
I got two of them waking at mine. Eat it.
Gosh. Oh yeah.
All right, hey, just the simmers down. Don't take it through. It's too late now.
Hold on.
We got a bunch of redfish here.
Yeah, man, we're in like 6 inches of water too. Oh yeah. All right, Luke, I'm coming underneath you.
Yep. Watching you. Oh, they were hammering this topwater. They just couldn't suck it down. They must be like kind of medium size or small size.
I don't think it's a huge one.
There's some just waked off. Oh, no, that's a bigger fish.
Joel, get up here and look at all this activity. Go right behind Luke. Ooh. Maybe it's bigger than I thought.
Yeah. It's growing on us.
Golly, there was a bunch of them. Because when that one went after you, I thought it was mullets scaring off, but I think it was a whole bunch of redfish.
Yeah, there was both. It was a big school of mullet, and those reds are hanging by him.
There's a nice little wake there. I'm coming underneath you.
Yep.
And I still haven't seen this guy. Slam Shady 2.0 just lathered it up with a bunch of Dr. Juice. To tighten the old drag on this.
Yeah, for redfish, they're just not designed for topwater, but they are aggressive enough to hit it, especially like right now when the sun's coming up. So a smart play is for somebody to use topwater. Like I found the fish, and then Joe joined them there and snaked them. But yeah, the topwater will find the fish. The paddle tails will catch them.
Oh, look, there's a bunch right back here. Bunch of bait.
Mullet.
Man. Does my drag just set that low, or is this guy just fired up? It's not that big. He's not that small either. All right, come to mama. Oh yeah, that's a perfect size, dude. That's tournament size right there, dude. Look at that. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. That is what you don't do right there.
What happened?
Oh, look, he's right here. Joel, come here. Let's see if I can save this. Oh, God, what's at him? Well, kids, that's what you don't do.
What'd you do? Try to pull him up?
No, I had him in my hand and snapped the leader right there.
If it was in your hand, then the leader would have been fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys can rewatch that on slow-mo, and that's exactly what not to do. Doggone, that was a perfect tournament size. Had we been fishing a tournament, I would have been thrown overboard. Dang, that stinks.
Yeah, and this is so calm out here. There's a school of reds up this way. I think I saw some push off. But yeah, we're in super shallow water, super calm. So I'm about to switch over to the tweaker. You know, I had those reds were popping at this thing, but they were missing it. I'm gonna just do a few more casts, and I'm gonna switch to the tweaker. I can cast it further. It's our new little stick bait. It casts a mile, but it'll spook less fish. This topwater, I think, is just a little bit too loud. And there's a lot of little floating weeds on the surface, so keep getting snagged. So yeah, early morning we're in Tampa Bay, and areas like this where there's clear water and a lot of pressure, just having a lure with too much noise or creating too much noise is the best way to not catch many fish. Conversely, if we use some quiet lures and are quiet when we move around, we should have a good chance of catching some action. Yeah, so I already have weeds on this one. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch the tweaker, and then we're gonna slowly start meandering away this way where I saw those wakes, and let's see if we can catch some more reds. And as always, right, just come prepared. I already have the tweaker ready for action. And another thing too for this, Tampa Bay area, I have 7-pound braid, 10-pound leader, and then this little 20-pound bite tip at the end. So go as light as possible for everything. Put a little inshore saltwater slam, Dr. Juice. Come on, trolling motor going crazy on me. All right, so now this is super weedless. And so I can basically cover all this shallow grass without getting snagged. And if I get across some, there's a nice wake right there. See that wake out there? That's a red. It's spooking off though. So
all right, I'm re-rigging back here.
Joe's back in action.
Getting close. So frustrating. Especially when it's your own stinking fault.
Yeah, always check your line, check your leader, because a redfish should not break you off.
No, that wasn't a line issue. That was me holding them incorrectly.
Well, let's see if we can find this school before they spook off again. Yeah, I couldn't tell. It was either a big push from a school of mullet or a school of redfish, one of the two.
All right, let's see here.
See if we can find what it was.
But Luke, he was, it was worn out, so he was sitting there in the grass, and I actually grabbed his tail.
Should have got the net out.
Well, you got to act fast. And I didn't see a net anywhere on board, or I would have netted him the first time.
Those no-see-ums are brutal out here right now.
Yeah, Joel's probably picking those things up on the camera. All right. So let's talk about this type of spot, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the warm months now, so it's really just getting to an area before the sun comes up is the biggest thing. But yeah, we're about a mile or so from the Gulf, and this area gets a decent amount of water flow. And we just have a lot of structure. We have big grass flat. There's been a lot of mullet here too, so that's basically been the type of things I've been looking for a good spot. Yeah, I was coming through here last week, and there's a ton of mullet were around. So that's why I just noted, okay, I'm going to come back here some morning. And this is the first morning I was able to get out. And those reds were right where they're like, we were coming up here, there's a school of mullet sitting right in between these two little islands. So and that's exactly where we were getting them.
Woo! Some just hit back there. Yeah, so we got mullet, oysters, grass, mangrove islands. Reminds me of something you once said, maximize the amount of structure, maximize the amount of fish. The area looks so good. Yeah, we got the new Redfish Mastery, kind of a 2.0 version. That was like the OG course. And
how long does it take you to retie a line?
Well, my hands are still shaking because I'm still angry at myself. I had to slap my face a couple times. All right. Well, I wouldn't do everything over. As people say, it takes 5-6 minutes to tie FG. I just proved it.
All right, so yeah, I'm not sure where those redfish went, or looks like there's a school of mullet way out there, so we're just gonna head that way. Basically, these fish are just roaming the flats, and it's just a matter about being in the right spot at the right time. And that is a big reason why I still believe that lures can catch the most fish, because we can move around, right? If we were using live bait, we would have been stuck right there. Not stuck right there, we just wouldn't be able to move very fast. And basically, once you catch one fish, as soon as Joe hooked up, those fish were gone. And if you just stay in one spot, you're probably not going to catch nearly as many fish as you could if you traveled around. Yeah, a bunch of mullet up there. That's where we're
wow,
going.
look at that. That looks great. That's where we want to be. Talk about the kind of the lessons learned from some of that drone footage and casting and line, because you mentioned while I was retying about 7-pound line, even though I'm at 10.
Yeah, I mean, casting, it's basically this fish we're spooking. What we did is we had a drone up, and it was at a spot that I've been fishing a lot, and I knew there's fish there, and so I just wanted to say, like, let's just get a drone up and see how they move around. And so we didn't even fish them. We just sat there and watched them, and it was really fascinating to watch. I made a video for Insider members, and just you can actually watch like some redfish just cruising around. You can see where they stop, and but then I started throwing lures on them just to see how they'd react. And I started with the top water because that's just my favorite way to catch them. And I knew it would show up good in the drone. And it was crazy how much they disliked top water. So like basically the fact that top water, has rattles in it. And so a little 4-inch top water plug, when it lands on a shallow flat.
Yeah, that's not to say never use top water for redfish.
Just not in calm conditions. So it was calm like that. It was actually not quite this calm, but it was a calm morning. The water's clear, and every fish within about 10 to 15 feet of that lure landing, they're gone. They knew something dangerous was there, they didn't like it, and they were gone.
You think it had anything to do with the time of day too? Like, because the sun was up.
Yeah, the sun was up, obviously. If they're in the light this time, they're more aggressive, so we can get away with it. But I just never thought they would respond that negatively. I just thought they wouldn't hit it. I didn't think they'd be terrified of it. And so then I switched to the tweaker, what I'm using right now, and I went down to the lighter line, and then I was actually able to get shots at them, so they weren't spooking off. And eventually did catch a couple. Obviously, the strikes happened as soon as the drone got down. But yeah, we went up there with the finesse lures, and that's when we actually started catching them. And a lot of it was just because simply we got a lure to them before they spooked.
It's super shallow here, huh? But then again, that fish goes shallow, as we had Ken Hickman say. He's always fishing a foot or less for some of his best tournament redfish. Saw boy Ryan Ricard, remember him?
Yep.
He just won that big power pole.
Oh, cool.
Redfish tournament. He's got a insider member there. Talk about the new reel. Little teaser.
So I'm using it right now, called the Otis 2500. And this thing's nice. It's a finesse reel, so this is for the light tackle fishing. It's light, and it's just around 7 ounces. And it's just light, smooth, has a good drag. I've been really happy with it. Looks cool too. Got a nice little look to it. Got a kind of carbon inlay. 7 ball bearings. And it has been a pleasure to fish with.
Yes, we're just coming out with limited supply. We've been testing it for a while. A lot of people have commented in videos and YouTube shorts about it. And we're going to have a few hundred and let some of our lifers, our lifetime members, buy them first, probably at 50% off just in the beginning, really just get some more feedback. I'll tell you what is biting is these no-see-ums.
Yeah, they're horrible right now.
My goodness. Joel, can you pick those up on the camera? You're probably dying back there, aren't you? It's not fun. Ooh, look at mold up there.
Yeah, that's our mullet school. And it's basically that school, and there's another one behind it. So, yeah, basically this time of year when it is like this, when it's calm and clear, and it's kind of a low tide, the tide isn't super high where they're all pushed back up here. Those reds should be just kind of cruising around these mullet.
Yeah, look at all this activity out here.
Yeah, this looks nice. So we're just going to slowly make our way over there. I'm just got the trolling motor in low speed. And we're going to cover water until we get a strike. This floating grass is really thick too. if we weren't weedless right now, we would be hating life.
There's a little wake.
Yeah, so if you're doing this shallow water flip fishing around seagrass areas, have to be weedless. Like this is super weedless. I've got the helix hook with the tweaker. The point of the hook is embedded. Even the knot, the loop knot, I have the tag in going backwards toward the lure. So nothing on this lure can snag grass. If there was anything that was pointing out, it would be, I mean, there's grass all over the place, just floating around, which is pretty common during the summer. So if you don't come prepared for it, it'll be a nightmare to try to fish. But since we're rigged like this, it's really not a problem. It's not a hindrance. Ooh, there's a bunch of mullet there.
Old school guys with their treble hooks.
Oh, yeah.
Zero chance. That was us. Remember that's
for many years.
Our old tackle boxes. Mostly big old hard baits and treble hooks on it. Use some gold spoons. Even in the beginning, most of our gold spoons weren't even weedless, right?
Yeah, we had the one with the trebles on it. More hooks, the better, right?
That's right. It worked, but only sometimes.
Yeah.
Until it didn't. Oh. What does that hit me? Small little trout or something? Something's hit me. Watch out there, Jill.
Yeah, a lot of people think too, that you can only target redfish in shallow water with a small boat. Like you have to have a light skiff. We're in a 24-foot bait boat right now. So you definitely do not have to have a specialized poling skiff to do this. It helps, but as long as you can cast far, then you definitely don't have to have it. Yeah, that was another thing too with that drone. It was noticeable as the boat, so we saw probably, whoa, that didn't sound good. Oh, you're having some trouble today.
Yeah, it's not my day today.
We saw probably 50 reds at least from the drone. I saw one from the boat. So that's how good they are at staying far enough away for you not to see them. Had we not had that drone, I would have just thought, okay, the fish weren't here today, right? But it is very impressive how good these fish are of not being detected.
I'm still not even sure what kind of wind nut this is.
Well, it's better to take it with a drag. You just pull it out with a drag. Yeah, that's a good, less than a wind knots. Ooh. Dude, that redfish breaking you off? You got wind knots? Dude, what's going on here? So if you do have wind knot, it's best to pull it out with the drag and not like Joe's doing.
Well, this is
just show what you're doing so you can see what not to do.
Well, it's not going out with the drag, unfortunately.
So when you pull it out with the drag, it pretty much comes out every time, whereas you do it that way, it's a risky move.
Well, there's 3 lines.
Yeah.
This is not even a typical wind knot.
Might as well just hang that one up and start over.
Yeah. We're not going to give up. We're not quitters. Here it is, kids. That's how you do it. Golly.
That was the trick. We fished with Tyler Capella. He mentioned that. One of us got a wind knot, and if you just pull it out with the drag, just lighten the drag up and pull, it'll come out every time. Perfect.
I don't know about every time, but 60% of the time it works every time. You don't need to be filming me, Joel. This is just not my day. Although I am the one that hooked into a redfish. Can't keep him in the boat. But, hindsight's 20/20.
Can't believe not getting reds in this mullet school.
All right. Yeah, this is too much of a hot mess now. I'm going to get my lure back.
So not every day is a perfect day on the water, as Joe's proven. But the show must go on.
The show must go on.
And we are literally surrounded with mullet. This is the perfect situation. Everything's going great except for the bite and Joe's equipment.
All right. Well, good thing I got a second rod. I just got to hand reel my line in.
Yeah, what's probably happening, that initial school that we saw, they did come this way. At least it looked like they're coming this way, and they're probably just staying just beyond us. So we'll eventually catch up to them or find some others. But right now is the bite should still continue for a bit, at least a decent bite. The sun is kind of hidden behind the clouds. Once the actual sun comes up, that's when the bite's going to noticeably slow. Okay, there's a little push right there. That's ooh, big fish was following it. Okay, there we are. Now those are reds. All right, I'm going to get a cast over there. This next cast should be a fish. I think they're going that way.
Let's see if they like the mulligan.
Those are good sized fish too.
Where'd you see them?
Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, they're right there. Oh, it hit. It hit. See him waking towards you?
Yeah. Oh.
Dang, that one came and took a swipe at mine.
I almost snagged
another one on it. Oh my gosh. They are finicky.
See if there's any more out there. What are you using?
I got the tweaker. Yeah, they're interested. They're just not committing.
See if they'll hit this big mulligan. Otherwise, I might go back to the old 2.0 again. Man, look at all this mulligan.
Oh, look, dude, you got a big one.
Look at this.
Following you. Oh my gosh. Did you put the juice on it?
Yeah. That's the only reason he was following it. Can you see that, Joel? That wake? Golly.
So yeah, we have some reds around us now. They're interested. They're just not committing.
So do you ever change up your retrieve?
Yeah, like stop it and pause. Like just do something to try to trigger them.
Ooh. Dude, look at all this bait. Look at these wakes around here.
Okay. There are the fish right there.
All right, come on, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna catch another one here soon.
Redemption time.
Oh, heartbreaker.
You actually had a hit?
Yeah, there we are. Nice.
Oh, snatched the rod out of my hand. I was really close to the boat. Heck yeah.
Paddle tail's the ticket today.
Yeah, this time it's the mulligan and the slam shady. Not as big of a redfish as last time. Look at him just digging down. Did I get the net this time, Joel? Jeez Louise. Yeah, that was... Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh. There it is. Beautiful red. The old mulligan hooked right there. And that's a Haas. That's the 4.0. Get this sucker out of here.
Good.
That's right where you want to hook him. Get him back in there real quick. Ooh, all right. Yes, that's a Haas Helix. A little bit bigger when you have the little bit larger lure, so it's a 4-incher. And a lot of people think, oh, you can only... Usually when a nice fish hits, it doesn't even damage the lure in most cases. There are obviously exceptions. But normally when you're getting lures just destroyed, it's normally from small, dinky fish and puffer fish. Like I saw a post pretty recently, someone saying, oh, and the lure was, by the way, completely bitten in half. And like, oh man, I had a really big red on. Didn't have the heart to tell them the bad news.
Puffer attack.
I was not a redfish.
Yeah, definitely was not. Yeah, redfish, trout, they do not bite lures in half. Nor do they bite the tails off. That they go for the mass. Yeah, I did.
Oh, look, another
one.
Another wake.
I'm about to switch over to the paddle tail.
Dude, you can feel the mullet. I mean, look at all this bait out here. It is just mullet everywhere. The one thing I do love about this mulligan is, man, you can cast it a mile. I mean, noticeably different compared to the 2.0, although I'll never go against my 2.0. Yeah, I can feel, it almost feels like a thump, and it's the mullet. They're that thick, it's just bouncing off of them like a ball.
I hate this thing.
What's going on there?
Whoever developed the touchscreen remote is not happy with them. As you're fishing, your arm like hits the remote, it all of a sudden start coming up like that. It's the worst when you're like,
oh, that was a mullet.
Right in the middle of a bunch of fish, and it happens.
Gets you excited when you actually snag a side of a mullet. We haven't had a mullet hit the slam shitty in a while. They will do it on occasion. Every once in a while you get a meat eater.
Do they, or you just, when you're fishing on mullet, eventually the hook will find one of their mouths?
You think?
That's my theory. I don't know. Maybe they do eat. I don't know. I've seen it a couple of times, but I fish mullet all the time, and if they actually were eating, you'd think that it would happen more frequently.
No, I just think every once in a while you get one that's truly a carnivore. So I'm going after that thing. I'm tired of eating lettuce, seagrass. Well, that one that I believe it was that Pastor Johnny Kelly that he and his buddy caught, that was on a weedless, so it would be, I mean, it's still possible, but it would be tough for a weedless Slam Shitty 2.0 to somehow just be cruising through, get the mullet right in the mouth, hooked perfectly. But crazier things have happened. Man, where do you think the school went? Are you seeing any action up there?
Do you not see those wakes right there?
To my way up there?
No, right here where I just cast it. Come on, eat it.
Oh, I was looking out that way.
Yeah, so it's tough. A lot of times when you're in mullet, the mullet wakes versus the redfish wakes are pretty similar, but the redfish wakes are just a deeper wave. Mullets are kind of high frequency wave, and the redfish ones will be much thicker. Like those up there are probably reds.
Oh, a beautiful day. And then new slot machine rods are back in.
Mm-hmm.
And with some nice upgrades too.
Yeah, it is now.
Man, look at all this bait out here.
Now only 4.4 ounces for a medium power rod that's strong enough for getting hook sets with weedless soft plastics. That's by far the lightest rod that I've ever used that can actually fish the way we're fishing right now. Where you can fish around all the weeds and feel everything, but then also get enough backbone for good hook sets. This rod is phenomenal. And it casts a mile. The guides are designed for 2,500 size reels, so you can get out in shallow water like this and just with a easy little cast, I mean, just absolutely launch them.
Come on, Reds.
About to switch over to the mulligan. Because, yeah, sometimes, too, when it gets this calm out, just the act of, like, these twitch lure, or the tweaker lures, they basically have to be twitched, where you have to kind of give it some life. In some cases, when it's ultra calm like this, just the act of of moving the line through the water, the fish can feel it, and I'm thinking that's what is preventing me from having much action here. So I'm gonna do that. We're gonna go switch. The same hook works for both.
Maybe some of my luck ran over to you. Jumped off of me, off of my broken line. It's just the worst. And as you guys are watching this is all still live. I have to go back and look at the replay. I think I had him in my hand and it did one last twitch. Joel, what do you think? You were watching it. And then it was just enough to like break, because it was only 20-pound mono. It wasn't a knot. Just snapped it right there at its lip. That would have been epic though if I actually had been able to grab that tail knot and take off. Man, there's just bait out here everywhere. What is that, dude? Oh, that must be a manatee out there cruising. You see it? First I thought it was like a saltwater crocodile. You see its face? And I was like, oh, it's a bigger than that. Because there has been one that they keep seeing in Tampa. You ever seen a croc out here, Luke?
Well, they don't have crocs up here, bro.
Yeah, they do. You haven't seen that one in Tampa? It's making the news?
Nope. Kind of like the manatee in Winter Haven. Yeah, there's somebody started putting on manatee signs in Winter Haven, Florida, and Chain Lakes. It's awesome.
Someone, you mean us?
Also,
No, there's a lot of people that are moving down to Central Florida, as you know, and in Winter Haven, where our office is, we have something called the Chain of Lakes, and it's 20 lakes, 21 lakes, all combined together through little canal systems. And there's a lot of northerners, nothing against northerners, but there's a lot of people who aren't as familiar with the Chain of Lakes and how it all works, and that things ebb and flow from the lake levels to the weeds, etc. And so some of these new lake homeowners were in this private Facebook group called the Chain of Lakes Facebook group. And they were quite concerned about some of the weeds in one of the lakes. And so one of the locals who grew up in Winter Haven, it said, he's like, oh, well, hey, I'm really close with FWC, and they told me they just released three manatees in that lake ship to eat some of those weeds, and obviously as a joke. And the Northerners thought he was serious, and then it turned into like, hey, let's see if we can kind of keep fooling these people. And this thing is still living on today. And I mean, there were some people that were like, I sat on the phone with 45 minutes FWC, and they saying they didn't put manatees in there. And then, you know, all the locals started putting manatee signs up on their dock saying, slow down, manatees. And then people were like, yeah, what if we hit one? How do we report it? And it's just been this ongoing, pretty awesome joke. I thought it was funny. So we ended up putting a manatee sign on our dock at Lake Ship. But that one guy, it looks so real. You know those little baby manatees you can put in your yard, like that you see, you know, in parts of South Florida, and it's usually got a couple little ones and like a mom. He took the little baby one, and he had it kind of how I had my redfish before it flopped out and broke my line. He had it in his hand, and he put a lure in the manatee's mouth on the side of the dock. He's like, oh my gosh, I accidentally caught one. What should I do? And it looked so real. And people went nuts over that. Oh my gosh. I think I caught a little manatee in Lake Ship. Oh boy. All right, well, maybe we'll wrap it up. Joel says battery's dying.
Yep.
We're now approaching sun coming up, which is when it gets tough. Oh,
got another one.
Oh, it's a trout.
There's a trout. Yeah, this is so much bait here. It's insane.
It really is.
Like we have another big group of mold up here ahead of us.
All right. Little trout, we'll take it. All right, we'll close it out on that one. So my bad luck, still a little bit bad. I'm gonna roll it off on Joel there. But things did turn around. And that really is the ticket. I mean, it's It's 7:15 a.m. Oh, hold on there, buddy. 7:15 a.m. We can get back to the house, to the dock. Come on. By, let's just say 7:45, 8. Nice little trout there. Back to work. No one even knows we were gone. So that's the beauty of summertime fishing, is you can get out early, not too hot. We did have a obscene amount of bugs, though, didn't we, Luke?
Yeah, it's not bad now. It was terrible earlier.
Yeah, but that's a ticket in the summertime. And always come prepared. Have an extra rod. You never know what's going to happen. You can see my wind knot there. Gotta love it. Haven't had one of those in a long time. And of course, it always has to happen on camera. But if you guys want to see more, including how we find these spots, we go out and fish every single week, fish new spots, show everything from where we caught fish, where we screwed up, where we lost fish. More importantly, the trends behind why the fish were in these particular spots. Come join us in the Insider Club, saltstrong.com. We'd love to have you there. Not only do we help you save money and show you the Smart Fishing Spots app, you save tons of money on the tackle as well. Not just for 20% off, or even more. What do you got, $100 off the slot machine rod?
Yeah, this rod is next level. We have $100 off there, and then these reels are going to be significantly discounted as well for members.
So come join us, saltstrong.com. Appreciate you guys. Whoop, whoop.
See you.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul.